All right, thanks for tuning in to the 5 9 podcast, best internet industry podcast in the world. And today we have a special guest, my first guest, our second episode, the one and only Sal Velgara. How you doing? Thanks for taking the time to join us. And what's up?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, appreciate it. Um, well, a lot of some of my listeners aren't familiar with the industry, so Um, can you tell us a little bit about what do you do for a living? What is you're a set lighting technician in IATSE 728. What does that do? How well, first of all, what do you do and how did you get into the union?
Normally what we do for that is, we manure and set up lights, on different objects. Sometimes it could be on a boom lift, a scissor lift, or it could be on the ground, on road runners or something. That's like something of the things that we do. Also, like we also like run majority of the power for pretty much everybody on set. So we keep everybody going, man. And I got into the industry about 5 years ago, and I joined the union about 3 years ago. You know, uh, and I got in the union. Uh, I was very lucky, fortunately. I got in the union on a on a show. A low budget show. And
Oh wow.
I got all I got all my 30 days on it. Which is like some people under if not familiar with the world, but if you are, you get 30 days. In this industry, it's pretty hard.
So
You know.
so explain that. The term is getting your days. So how hard is it to get your days on a show
Oh,
in the
it's
movie industry if you're not in the union?
Oh man, it's really difficult. It's not easy as people think. People might think like, well, it's only 30 days. It's 30 days, but a lot of people that are already on the union and and like to get a day in this industry, bro. Like you gotta be blessed.
Right.
You gotta be grateful for it.
Yeah.
And it's because it's not easy. It's not easy. Because like I said, I got my all my 30 days in one show, which is rare.
Hmm.
Very rare. You know, some people will understand that it's
People don't
unless
understand how rare that is. That's like hitting the lottery.
yes, it's like a 30 day. It's called a 30 day wonder. You know what I mean? Or 30 day wonder.
30 consecutive
Uh,
days on a show within a year.
within a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, and never had any experience. Never had any experience of set lighting. Nothing.
Wow.
Wondering. And someone took a chance on me and gave me an opportunity, and I asked a lot of questions along the way, and they were great. You know, very understanding and uh, willing to teach, and I was fortunate for that. And it's very hard to get that too. As well.
Hmm.
Someone to actually wanting to teach you. Because in this industry, sometimes people don't want to teach you. Because like you teach you, you're taking their job at the end of the day, in some sense. So they don't want
Right.
to teach you.
Right. There's already union guys who are in the union who are looking for work, and you're competing with those guys. So
Right.
it's very, very difficult. There's a lot of hustle. There's a lot of hustle there. Um,
Yes.
so, so post getting into the industry, how has the industry been treating you? Like you got in,
Well,
how's it been treating you?
it's it's been it's been a rough patch, and it's been a rough couple years ever since I got in because,
Mm.
like I mentioned, like I got my days on one show. It was a low budget show. It wasn't, considered like a high paying job. It was still almost minimum wage and not less. Um, and I didn't have any contacts regarding that, and that department. So, my one contact was this one person, and pretty much that was it, and so I had to venture out into the world and try to connect. So, you know, when I got in the hall, I got in a lot of hall calls, and
Mhm.
from there I took it on and started going out and meeting people, and networking.
Well, now
So
for those people out there who don't know what a hall call is, what exactly is a hall call? What is that?
a holocaust pretty much is like if you belong to a certain union, like not all unions have it, but I know our union does.
Hmm.
You call them and you put yourself on on a roster, pretty much on a call list, so like if there's work, they're gonna call you,
Okay.
and they'll pretty much offer you work.
Well, that brings us to 2025. So a lot has happened between that. I was lucky and I got on a movie and got my days. And post that, we had let's see, we had we had a strike. Um, it was necessary. We had a strike, and then well, see, then we had COVID, right?
Hmm.
And and so there was a bit of a contraction, and then we had the LA fires, and
Yeah.
so the landscape of the industry has changed, and then we have productions that are filming in other countries and in other places across the state. Um,
Correct.
uh, well, how has it been for you? And I'll tell how it's been for me. But how have you fared in this new climate?
You know, it's it's been really been challenging. I'm not gonna lie. It's been
Yeah,
challenging. Sometimes it's been like heartbreaking. Sometimes it's been, what I mean,
yeah,
upbeating. What I mean, where like there's hope for that this is gonna change. But
hmm,
for the most part, it's been like you know up and down, man. It's been unstable for the most part. But I've been fortunate enough to meet new people along the way, and like I said, they've been giving me fortunate to give me take a chance on me, and you know, I've been fortunate enough to get a couple days here and there, and uh, still to get by,
yeah,
So
yeah.
pretty grateful for that.
That's amazing. And congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, for me, I've been hustling. I haven't been able to catch a fish. You know, I because I ended up picking up a full time job and another part time. So that's what I'm using to kind of get by. But I put myself out there and I call people, but it's hard out here for a pimp, man.
Man, it's I'm telling you, you know what, man, like some people won't take this advice or even like this from like I told him like I told you and everyone else like listening like I told him, man, dude, like I didn't have any contacts or anything, so I like how do you meet people if you don't have any contacts, so what I did was like I got on the union pages, like on Facebook and
Hmm.
Instagram, on Instagram,
Yep.
and and I would see the people that are working that would, mention the local or stuff, and then, I would give them a call, like, or not a call, but like I would send them a brief message, describing myself, give them like a little bit what I do, what I've done, and it not always works, but it
Well,
works.
well,
It's worked most of the times where I got, I made a few good contacts along the way that helped out,
yeah. One resource, like I say, being in a union, you have the resources of okay, if there's a show you like, you look at the IMDb or credits or whatever, find out who the gaffer or best boy is, and then go to the union and look them up and they might have their phone number, and you might go ahead and call them, send them a message. You never know. That's the kind of hustle you gotta have.
Right.
Going to union meetings might be good too, or union events that might be good as well, but you constantly have to put yourself out there.
Yep.
uh,
Correct, man. You have
it
to.
ain't gonna come to you. You don't get
Nah,
these jobs off of Craigslist. Let me
no,
tell
nah, bro.
you. No,
You
no,
have to
player.
make and get it. Like today, man. I went out there and I seen a set, and they're building a set out there, uh, somewhere out there in Ventura County. They're building a set for some show, I guess. And then, I stopped by and I talked to the medic. None of my guys were there, but I still stopped by and just
You gotta
got
take
some.
the initiative,
I got some
man.
info. I got some info, and I
Make
figured out, okay, these
make
guys are gonna be here on these dates, and I'm like, okay, cool.
make some
Like, but
friends. They
you know,
make some new friends.
You gotta make some new friends, brother. You gotta make some new friends. You know,
For real, for real.
no doubt.
So yeah, that's the kind of hustle. So my next question, uh, my experience is the club within the club. Does it exist, and how do you navigate that? And by that I mean you're already in an exclusive club, being in the union. You managed to get in the door, but there's I find that there's a VIP room.
Yeah, of course. You know, there is. There's always
There's a
like
back room.
the chosen people. You know that they get. You know, and stay working out throughout the whole year. You know, and that's a I mean that's a blessing. You know what I mean? I'm glad for that, but I feel that I mean that it should be spread out through everybody else. You know, not just
Yeah,
certain people
there is a boom boom room.
you know.
Yeah,
It should be a little bit, you know what I mean? A little bit of love too spread, you know, because there's a lot of people out there hurting, man, you know, and then they can use the love.
yeah. I'm just saying, in the boom boom room, people like to give work to their significant others, their spouses, their girlfriends,
Oh, of course, well,
their
in this industry,
homies.
yeah, in this industry, many it's almost family related, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
No, it's not about of hey, that's just my friend. No, it's mainly like their cousins, brothers, something. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
like that, you know.
yeah.
So
I work at a well. All I'm saying is I see that a lot. I do see that. And
mhm.
yeah, and yeah. So just have to just keep. You gotta just keep hustling. So even when you're in the club, you're still fighting within the club.
Right.
To get work. So it's very. That's what I mean by it's a tough industry. Um, so my last question is: do you have any advice for people trying to get in the industry at this point, and should they even really try to do it at this point?
You
What do you
know,
think?
I wouldn't say you shouldn't try. You know what I mean? Because you could be fortunate to meet something that's that could or someone what I mean that could give you an opportunity and keep you consistently working for the most part. But my advice is if you're new and if you're trying to get in, like before you know, go ahead and fork over thousands and thousands of dollars to a local union. Make sure you have enough contacts to keep you busy, man, to stay working. So you don't be in a situation where after you give up all this money,
You know,
uh, you're not struggling to, what I mean, to recoup to get it back.
yeah. So let's spell it out for people who don't know. So once you get all your days, right? You get on a show, you get paid, but then you get your days, and then you go to the union, and the union, and you say, "Hey, I'm ready to get into the union." And the union's like, "Oh, absolutely, great. Cut us a check." It's not a little check. It's some money, couple
It's
thousands
a good chunk of money, man. It's a couple thousand. You know.
for the privilege of getting paid a really really good wage an hour.
Right. But see, for my situation, it's like I didn't get paid that. I didn't get
Oh.
paid the privilege, before I got in. So it was really, really, really even more harder for me, to come up with that type of money. Because like I said, I was in,
Yeah.
like I didn't get paid the scale, or the top dollar of, what I mean, that people were earning.
Hmm.
So I had to, really, really, really scrape the bottom of the barrel, man,
Yeah. There are
to come
levels to
up,
this.
you know.
Well, it's wild, and I thank you for coming on, Sal. So this is my second episode, and I really love the actor studio, and I love how he asks, questions, like responses, like he asks a question, then the person finishes it. So is it cool if I do that? I ask you 5 questions, and you can kind of fill in the blanks.
For sure, man.
All right. When I wake up, the first thing I do is,
Oh, yeah. Go up, wake up, check my phone, make sure to see if I got any messages, man.
all right, LeBron or Kobe?
Kobe.
That's right, all
Man,
day. Uh, my favorite way to relax is by,
driving in the car in silence.
okay, no wrong with that. Uh, my ideal day would include what?
Man, knowing that I have work coming, man.
I hear that. And my last question: people would describe me as
Real outgoing person, man, and real talkable, and real, someone real to get along with, So,
late. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So Vergara, if you guys had a production going on, hire him. He's on Facebook. What are some of the shows you worked on, real quick? Like, what's some of the things you didn't worked on?
um, I worked on shows like For All Mankind,
Ooh,
Mayan, uh,
Sammy, yeah, Sam Beavers. I worked with that cat.
yeah, yeah, fortunate enough to work on a couple projects, what I mean, like, yeah, that new movie that came out. I got to work on that new Brad Pitt and George Clooney movie that came out, The Wolf.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah, it was on that. That was
All
pretty
right,
dope,
all right, all
Yeah,
right.
so
So yeah,
yeah, man.
all right. So you straight hustling. So thank you for coming on the show, and yeah, hopefully have it again, get an update, and see how you're doing.
All right, thank you, brother.
All
Have a
right,
good one.
all right. Thanks.
Good, man. Thank you for having me. Bye
All
bye.
right, peace.